It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the world's steel capital in the city of Bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium. Today, well, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kicker Chris Boswell has it ready to go, and we are underway from Pittsburgh. A nice little gift there to start the ball game as they will begin things at the 40-yard line. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Here we go.
Love, they go play action now. And Watson has it right side. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. Play action this time with Love. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Hey, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
On third down, Love. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Here we go.
And we're at the 41, second and 9. To throw now. Here's Love. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. If they want it first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Got his man, that's Luke Musgrave. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
Now we'll get a timeout as they tend to an injured player, and looks like that's their receiver, Christian Watson. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Second down and 8. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll get this pretty close to a first down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 24. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On play action, Love to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool him with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
On second down, Dillon. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's third down and inches. How about this opening drive? Play number 12 now. This is third down. Here's Love. That's hauled in by Musgrave for the Packer touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Packers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Just how they wanted to start this one, in the end zone on their first possession.
And that just happened. How about that play right there? As you said, opening possession, setting the tone for everything. And I'm going to look forward a little bit now because everyone should be celebrating his catch in the end zone. The tight end gets a little bit of love. But if you're a receiver on the team, you should be thinking to yourself, boy, oh boy, things are going to open up the rest of the game if they have to focus on him as well.
Carlson's extra point up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by a third-round pick back in 2018 out of Oklahoma State. It's Mason Rudolph.
And when Mason Rudolph is on the field, sometimes the scouting reports have to be revised a little bit because often quarterbacks like to throw short to get a rhythm. For Mason Rudolph, he loves the deep fade and he loves the deep post pattern. Anything over the top, those are his favorite shots downfield, and that's what gets him comfortable.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
First carry for Najee Harris. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. On the return is Reed. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights on in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. The Packers on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. They'll try and run for the first with Dillon. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Love now on 2nd down. Open man is Musgrave, the tight end. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a 1st down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Jones. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Love able to find his man, Kraft. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. To pass, here's Jordan Love. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that hole, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force him into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
And his kick is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll send Pickens in motion right here. Now they fake the jet sweep there and a run instead with Harris. Now he's loose at the 40. Inside the 20. Najee Harris. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris, 75 yards. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. And one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And he'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Now a first down carry by Jones. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
On 3rd and 1, Love to throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Here we go.
Now a 2nd and 2. Love looking to throw it. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
Let's go.
Now Love. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Second down, Love. On the out route, Dobbs brings it in. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They will throw again here with Jordan Love. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is indeed good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, back to you two in just a bit. But first, welcome everyone to downtown Orlando and our EA Sports Halftime Report. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward. These two teams making their last-minute adjustments. The second half coming your way from Pittsburgh. And to bring it to you, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 36 yards on the punt with no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, what, 9.9 times out of 10? Just
all right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they have the football, and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Partner, I think this will want to ride very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. And they'll take over here following the interception with good field position and a chance to take the lead with a touchdown. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. After the interception, here's Rudolph. Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Holding. Offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Back to throw, Rudolph. Pass complete, George Pickens with it. It's a pickup of 17 there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage with just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. Rudolph sneaks it. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
The more and more that we broadcast games, the more I realize how much this game is about the eyes. And in this case, they got fooled because the defense was checking out the eyes of the back, thinking he was getting the ball. Should have been looking at the QB, shouldn't they?
A little bit of a surprise indeed, and he was able to get forward for that 1 yard. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Now Rudolph. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick, but instead it's 3rd down.
Partner, so many times in games we see the most difficult acrobatic catches, whether it's on offense or even interceptions. In this case, this ball's tipped and popped up in the air, and it looks like a chance for a pick. And guess what? For whatever reason, they just couldn't finish the play.
That is caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown. George Pickens, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers are an extra point away from taking the lead. Extra point now by Boswell. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was finished off by a George Pickens touchdown grab. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
And this will be a Packers first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Love now to pass on first down. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the third quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the fourth. 2nd and 10.
Quick, yellow, line.
On the counter, here's Jones. Able to avoid him at the 40. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Okay, didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling him in the huddle right now.
Love with it here, 3rd and short yardage. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's an 11-yard pickup. Thought they'd run it on 3rd and 1. Not the case.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Working out of the gun, Love. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That's good for 28 yards.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key 1st downs and big runs.
A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it.
And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown.
Aaron Jones
taking it in from a yard out.
And the Packers put together a 4th quarter drive to take the lead.
And this is a time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with a touchdown run to take the lead.
So here we go. The Packers will line up to go for 2.
Fight, 60.
Love throwing for it.
And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Carlson back out there now to send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Quay Walker. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, one-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick 6.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
Carlson on for the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick 6. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Rudolph's throw into the hands of Pickens. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 30.
Here's Rudolph. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
It's a gain of 8, and the Steelers first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Rudolph looking to throw. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Back to the air, Rudolph on 2nd down. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Here's Rudolph. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Here's a 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now Rudolph.
40-yard line.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And the Packers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out. Look where they are on the scoreboard. Look at where the clock is in the game. He has to take a chance here and try and get the ball downfield to his receivers. Unfortunately, it was picked off.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. And he is going to lose yardage. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
At the 39-yard line.
Switch right, opposite, green, hut, hut.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
3rd down and 10.
Check white, blue, check.
Throwing. Love.
And he has a Packer first down, and that should be the one that finishes the script.
A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive.
Ready.
And the Packers first down.
Check pink. Switch yellow. Ready.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee.
Ready.
Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Pittsburgh.